Perfect. Thank you. All right, great. And you mind shutting the door? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sorry you guys had to see all that. That was me getting all set up for the review today. Welcome, everybody. I am back. Me, Victor, the fricken film critic, which is a moniker I'm planning on dropping. So if you guys have any suggestions for new names for myself, new titles, feel free to leave that in the comments. Today's review, I can't believe I'm doing this again. So exciting to be back. This is my review / rant of Alien Romulus. So I remember that ranting was definitely a big thing everybody on this channel enjoyed, so I will be getting through plenty of that. But before I do, I will get to the story, the tale of Alien Romulus. What is it? Directed by Fede Alvarez of Evil Dead and Don't Breathe. I did not watch Don't Breathe, but I did watch Evil Dead years ago, and I kind of enjoyed it. It is a long-awaited sequel, I suppose. I don't know actually necessarily about long-awaited, but it is a sequel to Alien and Prometheus and to Alien Covenant. I have my little book of notes here this time as well. People told me I was a little not on my game for the last review, so here I am. A bunch of kids pretty much are all in search of a better life, and let me tell you, they do find a better life technically, in the sense that the specimen that they find is considered the perfect organism, so it is better than human being life. But it is a very dangerous life because these aliens are out for blood and out to just cause some real chaos and really to pull the rug out from under these kids' feet. So that is the scoop. That is the story of Alien Romulus. Let's talk about all the things that I enjoyed before we get into these to this very vulgar rant that I'm going to enter later. Basically, the atmosphere and the vibes, that's what I'll go off first here. I thought that was great. I thought that was all very well done. I was creeped out in little areas here and there. Thought the ship looked very pretty. I liked seeing the lights coming in through the windows and the spaceships all flying around, the stars. It all looked very nice and clean. I liked that very much. And I thought that the movie had a good vibe. I usually feel like I like to judge a movie based on whether or not the vibe was that somebody's just making a movie because they think like, oh, I'm so cool, I'm making a movie. But this one didn't have that vibe. This had more the vibe of, hey, let's give everybody a fun time in space. So I like that about the movie. One of the few things, of course. The acting. I thought everybody was pretty solid. I especially liked the two leads, Kaylee Spaney and David Johnson. David Johnson especially played a terrific piece of AI or artificial people. He was great. I loved the way he kind of had his old a little special needs at first, and then eventually turned into quite a different kind of technology there. I won't say how exactly, I don't want to spoil it. But some things change, and he's kind of got a whole dual role situation there that I thought was terrific. Everyone else, I thought they were all fine, but I wish that they were a little bit more likable. We'll get into that a little bit more during my rant section, but I just wish that the other actors were a little less annoying. It seems like a whole Dee Dee situation here. Throwback to my last review, which was my big comeback return. Link to that probably in the bio or in the description below. The other thing that I enjoyed was the wow factor that I thought this film had. I thought it had quite a bit of wow in there. I was very impressed by the way the story ended with such an exciting and bloody surprise. I don't want to get too deep into it, but let's just say I didn't know basketball players lived in space, because this creature that we see towards the end is quite tall. And found out later on that he was actually played by a real person, which is pretty neat. So that's always nice. I'll throw a picture of him here. So that wowed me. I was wowed by the set pieces every now and then whenever people would get the face huggers all over their faces and start to go glug, glug. appreciated all like the little details of the aliens here and there. Like once at one point a facehugger jumps on a piece of glass and then you see his tongue swirling around, licking the window, and I thought that was fun. All that kind of little creature stuff definitely worked for me. And now let's talk about what didn't work. I did find out that oh, I got one. This was weird. This was a little odd. The one character from the earlier Alien film, I should have rewatched the film so I could have a better sense of what was going on in the past there, to see how it all connected together. But one of the artificial people, and I believe they were in the first Alien film, was deep faked into this one, which I did not know that this character was a character in that film, or at least I forgot because it had been so long since I'd seen Alien. And because I did not know that, I just thought that it was very strange to see that person in the film, just because it looked weird. And I was like, that's a weird thing for its mouth to do, because it looked like the mouth was all not working. And I was like, is this just an earlier model that's not quite there yet? But then there were other points where the mouth moved perfectly. So I was like, huh? But then turned out later, again after doing research, that this was just a bad deepfake situation. So I think if you have been made more familiar with the Alien franchise, then that might be a little bit more distracting for you. But for me, someone who was not so familiar, it was just more of like a huh? So that's it really. So not much of a rant at all, really, but that's pretty much it. I would say I did enjoy seeing it in a theater. I will say that the speakers in my theater were quite low. I was a little upset about that. I think I wanted to see it with some louder sounds so that way I could really feel some of the suspense. I feel like without it being so loud, it kind of took away from some moments here and there. There was a moment where this deep-faked robot grabs onto Kaylee Spaney's arm, and I felt like that should have been a jump scare, and instead I was totally still. But so if you can't see it in a theater with louder speakers, please go ahead. I think that would be quite fun. It felt like being in a haunted house, which I know I saw some people actually say already about the first Alien film, and I got that vibe with this one too. So I will be giving Alien Romulus a very solid 2.5 out of 5 stars, maybe even a 3. That's right in between. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching again, and I'll be back for more. I've seen other films, so get ready. Thank you so much for watching. Adios. Oh.